This is a presentation on workplace conflict. Have you ever been on a team or a group that had conflict amongst the members? I'm pretty sure everybody has, whether it's on a school project, a volunteer assignment, or even a task given in the workplace. Cohesiveness among employees is a very difficult task, especially when you're unfamiliar with the etiquette on how to deal with problems when they arise. A group must take into account the different personalities, ideas, and goals of members within a group, and know that sometimes those qualities may cause group members to clash. As I will further explain in this presentation, employees are exposed to the following 5 common workplace conflicts: shared or compatible goals, progress towards goals, shared norms and values, minimum feelings of threat amongst members, and interdependence among members of a group. Let me begin by stating that group members that have similar aims or goals that can mutually be satisfied are more likely to be drawn together. But what happens when everybody is trying to accomplish the same goal but have different individual tasks that call for different instructions? Problems in the workplace can occur when associates are responsible for different duties in achieving the same goal. A major conflict that arises amongst team members is when common goals are shared, but the way of obtaining those goals vary with each person in the group. This seems to become an issue because everybody may not be on the same page regarding the goals of the project, and this can cause confusion within the group. For instance, say you are working on a task and you have 2 different managers that want the task done a certain way. Or if one tells a member of your group to accomplish part of the assignment one way, and another member to do the assignment a totally different way. How does a group finish a task as a whole when their superiors aren't even on the same page? Conflicts among the group arises because their difference in duties or instructions are coming in between them. The best way to go about doing this is by assigning project tasks early and equally splitting the duties. However, you must realize that you still need to interject yourself into other people's responsibilities and know what everybody has been told to do in order to complete the assignment. This way everybody is on the same page. Another example of conflict with shared or compatible goals is when rewards of an assignment or project are based on the individual and not the team as a whole. For example, say you were working on a team task and one of your colleagues did a little bit more than you that was rewarded or praised higher than your work. Just because they did a bit more, does that mean that they worked harder? This seems to become an issue because some might think of this as being unfair. So to keep the peace in our group, the best way to go about doing this is by assigning roles early and equally splitting the different duties, but still helping each other on those tasks. This helps because everybody's taking equal responsibility, all rewards are dispersed as a whole, and the members of the team are more willing to work together without any resentment. Besides having conflicts about what goals are shared, progress towards those goals can also become an issue. Team members must always keep progressing towards completing the goals at hand. When a group is striving to complete a goal, the top priority is getting the job done effectively and efficiently. When groups fail to follow through on certain tasks or projects that need to be completed, the group begins to lose consistency and cohesiveness. With these members might feel discouraged and their attraction levels towards their group and the group members decreases. They talk about what they themselves are doing instead of what the team as a whole has accomplished. A way of overcoming this problem is by staying on top of scheduled tasks, reaching target dates, and making sure there is consistency in the group. Remember, progress needs to continue in order for team members to feel good about one another. Although progressing towards the goal can come in the way of a group being cohesive, so can differences in norms and values. People that are different and have different views don't always get along. If someone in the group is feeling one way about the project, when the rest of the group feels another, it becomes very difficult to compromise and find a common ground. One preferred way for completing a job can differ between group members and cause disagreement amongst the group. For example, one person may be task-oriented, which is an individual that rather focuses on the task at hand and understands the facts and ideas that are being communicated, while the rest of the group may be people-oriented, which is when people are more concerned with creating and maintaining positive relationships and focusing on the task later. 2 different styles of listening and ways of completing things can cause conflict between members. Although people are willing to tolerate ideas, behaviors, and attitudes, coming together to make the final decision is the hardest part. So the best way to handle this is to have an open mind and tolerate everybody's ideas and behaviors no matter how different they are. Incorporate everybody's different styles to come up with an effective product. Use the difference as an advantage and try not to view them as a problem. In addition to having conflicting values or ideas, employees also lose cohesiveness when workers are not secure about their status. When members are not secure with their status, dignity, and social well-being, conflict may arise. If members of a faction are not comfortable with their roles in the group, their insecurities can negatively affect the team. If your role in the team is something that you're not accustomed to, then your emotions on what you'd rather be doing and what you are doing can cause problems within your group. To ensure a cohesive group, one must be able to adapt to any situation and to do the best job regardless of how you